All right, so for today, I've got a nudging to talk a little bit about the energies that you've been feeling. So, for the oracle card reading, we're going to kind of merge that together a little bit with this recording. So, it might be a little bit longer than the typical. So, that's why you're going to see me different for this one. All right, so remember, I give you a bonus. And if you haven't seen the bonus, go to the website, right-guides.com to see the bonus of the reading that I gave you from May the 4th of the Black Cat. So a lot of the energies have been internal, right? And you're going to wonder, where's all this coming from? So again, with the internal energies on the cards, which I've been showing you, and I really enjoyed showing you the playing cards, the internal energies are represented by the heart and the diamond. The external energies that are coming at you are going to be represented by the spade and the club when you see that. So if I forget to tell you, remember that there's always an internal influence on you and there's always an external. And most times you can control the internal because a lot of the internal is coming from your emotions, your feelings, and the relationships that you're going through, and the internal of, the pentacles, your foundation. And so, if you hear me talk a lot about grounding and, recognizing what is going on with the earth, Gaia, with all, the rain or rumblings, a lot of that we're connected. So, it's going to be affecting you as well. All right. So, what I'm going to do today is I already pulled three cards and let's go ahead and get started with those three. Okay, so first we're going to talk about the Five of Hearts. Okay, so with the Five of Hearts, we're talking about feelings, emotions, and the number five represents a lot of, which you'll hear me say often as well, experiences, lessons, and growth. So you really have to pay attention to things that are going through in your life that might make you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, so recognize them for what they are. All right, so every experience you have, whether it is in a relationship or troubles with a coworker or trouble figuring out something on your computer and how it works or how to turn on your new camera that you purchase, everything is an experience that has been set up for you, pre-planned for you to learn a lesson and grow from it so that when you have it again, you get better, right? With everything that happens. Everything's happening for a reason. So these are three cards that I pulled that you need to know and be ready for next week. So it's still related to, all the energy update that I told you about, the bonus that's coming up. So again, just pay attention to your environment. This is all related. Okay, so what is the next thing you need to know? The next thing you need to know is the number three. And these are all the energies that are going to be present for next week. All right, so for the number three energy, that represents creation. All right, so once you go through all this number five, changes, the experience, lessons, and growth are going to make you feel a little uncomfortable. Once you go through that and you start changing your perspective, then you're in a better position to start creating what you want, building a good foundation. All right, building a good foundation. All right, so remember with foundation, this is also related to finances, to your outcomes, income, your job, your career, etc. Right, you can create the life that you want. That's that triquetra, that one, two, three. So make sure you focus on not on what you don't want. Focus on what you want. Because when you focus on what you want, you attract that energy to you, no matter what is going on in your life. I'll use, I mentioned this before about myself. Once I fell and hurt my knee. And that happened when I was in the army. And what I didn't know then, what I know now, is that when you focus on that one thing, that injury, that pain, that hurt, you're always in your mind thinking, oh, I've got this pain, I've got arthritis, and you keep that with you. And guess what? That goes from mental, emotional, thinking that you can't do it, to affecting and pushing away any good energy of healing that. And then it manifests in your physical body. So you really have to focus on what you want. That is the key to manifestation. All right, that is the key to creating what you want in your life. And as you do that, you'll start see the synchronicities lining up. That is how it works. All right, and the other energy that you're going to see after you do these two things is perfect how this lines up, right? They're perfectly aligned to tell you about next week. Once you do these, number 7 is harmony. It's harmony. It means that you're going to get what you've been dreaming about, what you've been wanting. All right. So it's very important you focus on that. And it's interesting that all three of these cards are internal energy. Everything that is internal. Internal. All right. So no, you're going to hear me talk a lot about your emotions and your feelings and your foundation. And all of these are related to your body. All right. So hearts. Yep. Hearts. Yes, that is your emotional body. The diamond is your physical body. Okay, so all of this is internal. So we got to work on all of these foundational. Interesting that we're talking only about internal. Next will be the external. So don't be surprised if you start seeing the clubs and the spades, later on. All right, but we've got some work to do right now. That is what this means. All right, so number 7 is harmony. If you want harmony in your life, make sure that you do the work. Now, if you haven't gone through, watch my video on decluttering your energy. If you haven't gone through and gotten rid of things and released things that no longer serve you, if you're holding on to things from the past, how someone treated you, how they did you, guess what? That's where your energy is staying. You're not refreshing it. You're not allowing yourself to move on. All right. So I know it's very kind of old when people repeat themselves, sound like broken records. Stay positive, be positive. But actually, that is what you need to do. You got to push aside those negative thoughts and feelings and focus on the positive. Right. So I hope this again is very helpful to you. I know the video went a little long. This is combining the oracle card reading and also the spiritual counseling that I do. If you like, again, a private session or reading with me with tarot cards, playing cards, oracle cards, please book with me at Wright Guys LLC. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. Bye.